What's going on, everybody? Looks like we got Wango Tango here tonight. We got Therese, we got Tom. I haven't seen you for a while. Welcome back, my friend. Glenn is here. Anyone else who might be out there in visual land, watching land, in the audience tonight, welcome to the show. You probably saw a whole bunch of Haas accounts following me. Don't go to the Haas pages. Those have probably already been banned from Twitch. I will check after the show tonight. They're just a bunch of follow bots. They are malicious. They do hate raids. They do IP grabbing. Just ignore them. Ignore any Haas accounts that you see. They're just stupid. The only unfortunate thing about it is that these are not people, they're bots. So I can't actually say things on stream that would hurt their feelings, which is something I would really enjoy doing right now. Because it doesn't bother me that this is happening to me, but there are a lot of streamers who aren't adults, as adult as me. I don't want to be condescending, but I can handle bad comments. That some people can't. And so it's stupid. But we got the cool kids here who are not bot accounts. So welcome one, welcome all to the Mad Poets Friday evening regular show that is a lot like the Friday morning regular show because it's the same album. Different solos, different purple shirts, different tie. Same jacket, same hat about halfway through the song. Then I was like, I don't want to wear this hat anymore. And I threw it. You probably saw that because you're on the other end. So that's what's going on here in Mad Poet Land. We are playing tonight my 64th album called In This Fashion. I'm playing this one because a couple weeks ago I played Attending the Shenanigans. And this is the other album, which cover has the same top hat present in it. And we use that particular top hat for a very good reason. Because it's the one that we have here in the house. That's why I chose that one to take photos of. Oh, my parents are here. Awesome. Welcome, guys. And I thought I saw someone might have mentioned Doc. I don't know if he's here, but nonetheless, let's do some music, shall we? These shows have actually been going pretty well today. I've had no problems so far with the first show and this one. Hopefully that will continue. And it makes me feel good about the title of this next song, which is Have I Forgotten Something? I see that my awesome daughter is on. In fact, the first song on this album, which is called The 11th Commandment, is dedicated to my awesome daughter. I hope that you were able to catch that. Welcome, Miss Renee. And I see, what do we got? Some people missing each other. I had 2 new tunes too. I'm missing something. I don't know what that means. Apparently you guys do. But thank you for the compliments. Very awesome. Welcome all. And thank you, Mom and Dad. My parents are completely, much like myself in reference to my daughter, my parents about myself are completely unbiased in our opinions. I have never said that my daughter is good at something unless she actually is, because parents are just neutral like that. So I know that my parents are speaking from a place of complete neutrality when they say these things. So clearly, I'm a good guitar player. Mom said so, so it has to be true. All right. Well, it is great seeing you guys all here. I had a really fun show earlier today, but the chat was a little on the inactive side. My brother was actually watching. He put some comments up and a few people, but I do enjoy having the really active chat. That always looks really good here. It's kind of an interesting dynamic that, you know, all of us, most likely, if we become musicians, we start out being inspired by some audience that we are in. You know, for me, my parents, who are here, took my brother and I, my very first concert with the family. It was the first concert for all of us. It was in 1981. And it was the band Styx on the Paradise Theater Tour, which was an amazing introduction to seeing concerts. Man, it was a solid show. And to this day, I'm a big fan of Styx. They've got wonderful music. Unfortunately, there were some very political aspects to the band that ended up causing problems, and they went their own ways, but great stuff. And, you know, I often think about that first show when I am performing. And, you know, now that I'm performing here in this context, you know, I don't hear an audience reaction, but seeing the chat is a very different type of energizing audience reaction. It's very cool seeing how just how this works in this online format. So, why do French people eat snails? Because they don't like fast food. You know why I don't eat snails? For the same reason that I don't eat mushrooms. Because they're freaking gross. That's why. Because mushrooms are stupid. I need to write an album called Mushrooms Are Stupid. And I should probably spell stupid with like 2 O's so I can be cool like the kids these days. With their rock and roll music and their iPods and their jukeboxes. Their sock hops. All right. That's enough. That's enough of this. I've been talking to you, but the next title of this song is Talk to Me. Let's do some C minor, shall we? Yes, we shall. Talk to me. Speaking of talking, you guys are active here on chat. Something about Wango's new show. I believe that Wango Tango Time does a radio show out of Yakima. Let me know if I'm correct. You know, Tango, feel free to put up information for your show. I don't have a huge audience here, but I'd be more than happy to let you shout yourself out, and people can go to your station, check out your show. I would actually like to check out your show, and I'm not even sure what station you're on, so feel free to put some info up there, bud. You have been a very good audience member for the Mad Poet Society, which I thought I said we were going to start using that term, so we should. Very cool. Tosses in a question mark. Sometimes you just got to toss in a question mark, Glenn. That's what you got to do. Cool. Okay. Fun audience. Fun music. Fun night. Fun stuff. Hope you guys are all wearing a tie. Wearing a top hat. Or, you know, t-shirts and shorts or naked. I don't know how you guys watch this show. I'm never going to do one of these shows naked. That would be a problem. And I'm going to drink the water. I freaking love water. I love water. I like taking baths and showers. I like swimming. I like drinking water. I like doing the dishes because it gives me a chance to play with the water. And I am not kidding about that. Because water's awesome. So good. But let's keep going here. Let's get kind of nice and upbeat. We did some F minor. We did some C minor. I think we did some E Phrygian in there. And time to get into some just regular old standard rock and roll type E minor. Nice upbeat little piece. This is called The Devil's Masquerade. We got some personal conversations going on. Always a welcome thing. All right. Cool. So that is what we call guitar-based rock music. Much like all the other guitar-based rock music in the world. And what I also would like to do now is just wipe these glasses off of my sweat so I can actually see what I'm doing. I look like a waiter right now. Oh yeah, better. Cool. Okay, so do what I want to do. Everyone in chat, over the course of the next song, don't think about this. Just the first one that pops into your mind. What is your all-time favorite song? Not by the Mad Poet, by anyone else. All-time favorite song, and go. All right. And I thought I saw Therese mention that that song is in fact called Down with the Ship. I did not announce that because I'm the worst person ever. Let's see what we got for some favorite songs out here. I thought I saw some answers. Virgil, where the... Can't just put your name. There you go. Okay. New England, Don't Ever Want to Lose You. Got to be the Fish song, right? Got the Life, Korn. Thanks for the compliment, Wango. Smoking them strings. I got a great compliment recently. I just really love this. My buddy Steven was watching from Facebook and said that I was going to give him my guitar blisters. And I was like, that is how I play. I like that. There we go. Lewis Therese said we're all going down with the ship. Because she actually knows the titles. We've known each other for about 500 years, so that's not a surprise. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds with Elton John. Did Elton John do a cover of Lucy? I'm going to have to look that up. That must be freaking awesome. I saw an interview with John Lennon on the Dick Cavett show, which I'm a big fan of Dick Cavett and the way he interviewed people. He did a great job with stuff. And a lot of people put together Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds as LSD. Oh, it must be about drugs. And so John Lennon actually told the story of where that song came from. His son had come home from school, and he had this drawing that he did. It was elementary school. And John asked, I believe it was Julian, the son. He has a few sons, at least two, I think. I don't know. Anyway, he asked his son, what is this? And his son said, oh, that's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And that's where the song came from. It's not this big, trip out drugs song. It's not a protest. It's none of that. It's just words. I don't think this. I know that people find a lot of meaning in things where there is no meaning. I've even had people try to find meaning in my song titles, and I can guarantee you, it ain't there. The classical music from Scheherazade, absolutely. Oh, there's a lot of great classical. When I get this question, usually the first thing that pops to mind for me is So What by Miles Davis, which it's from the album Kind of Blue, and I consider that to be the single greatest album of all time in any genre of music. In fact, I listened to that album fairly commonly. We've got a record player upstairs. Kind of Blue is not uncommonly on it. But earlier today, I was listening to Dizzy Gillespie, same time frame, and I realized that all of the climate change problems we're having are a result of these guys dying off. Because, John Coltrane and Thelonious Monk and Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, these people were so cool that they actually kept the average temperature of the entire planet down just a little bit. And now that they're all gone, there's nothing to keep that in check. That's as good a hypothesis as any. So that's what's going on. I'm definitely going to have to check that out, that Elton John did. That sounds... I am such an Elton John fan, too. My favorite Elton John song, Funeral for a Friend, off of Yellow Brick Road, which may be his greatest album. That guy has got so much amazing music. He just an absolute genius musically. So much respect for Elton as a musician. He is brilliant. And my friend Susan, who may be watching, she watches these occasionally. About a month or two ago, she sent me a link to a live concert. I think it was at the Royal Albert Hall, where they were playing Funeral for a Friend. And there was a couple guitar players up there, and they just got these big smiles on their face through the whole show. And I was just thinking, yeah, you know what? I think that if I was on stage with Elton John playing Funeral for a Friend, I would not be able to stop smiling either. It would just be too off the charts amazing. It was cool stuff. A great rendition of it as well. I think that's what makes music awesome. It can have any meaning. That is so true. And it's kind of an interesting concept. You know, people talk about music as a universal language, but I think that's kind of a hard one to quantify because you can't really communicate an idea with music. You can communicate musical ideas, but two people hear the same piece of music, they interpret it completely differently. You know? So it's really not, you know, something that sounds great to someone who's into black metal is probably not going to sound great to someone who's into only country music. And someone who's accustomed, you know, grew up listening to Western music may have a lot of trouble with, you know, the rhythms that happen in a lot of tribal types of music and vice versa. So I don't think music is really as universal as they think, and it's very open to interpretation. I have never seen the Laser Show with an Elton John set. That must have been brilliant. I love the Laser. That was actually, Sarah and I, our first date was to the Laser Dome. That's a fun play. I actually performed in the Laser Dome with the heavy metal band I used to be in. I set up a show down there, and it's something I'd wanted to do for years, and it was very interesting because it's got to be so dark in there for the lasers to work. What we actually did is we got green guitar strings. They're made by a company called DR. Just the letters D and R. They make colored guitar strings. So we got these bright green guitar strings. We put black light flashlights on our headstocks, and then we also painted neon green fingernail polish so we could actually see where we were going on our guitars. It was incredible. Very fun stuff. Yeah, I bet that was freaking brilliant. So, as I mentioned, I love water. There's also an awful lot of it that has come back out on the inside of this jacket over the course of the show. And that leads us into this next song. Also has to do with climate change in a very roundabout way. We're gonna slow things way down here, get into a little more B minor action. I think we've done B minor yet? I don't know if we've done any B minor today. But this song is called Molten Ice. Just drinking my molten ice. Okay. Let's bump it back up. Let's get going here. Since that's what happens on the next song, it should be pretty easy to accomplish. We need some more smoke though, don't we? Oh yeah. Thanks again, Mom and Dad, for the replacement smoke machine that they sent me. I think that was mostly my dad, but definitely thank you very much. I do appreciate the support. It has been shown by quite a lot of people for me doing these shows. It's been pretty cool what I've gotten. Hopefully the community will continue to grow. I have definitely grown over the course of the last year, a little more than a year now that I've been doing these. And it's grown to be a pretty fun community. So I do appreciate all of you. And let's pick it back up. Let's get into some C minor here. Let's kick it up to about 135 beats a minute, since that's what this song's actually recorded at. We've got a fun little thing here. This is called Epiphanic Moment. Thomas, thank you so very much for the big tip. Greatly appreciated, always at all times. I love the fact that people just come in to watch, but I do definitely appreciate the support. The life of a musician is usually not a heavily moneyed one, so it is always appreciated. And I've always got this thing where I occasionally will throw a little tip to fellow streamers, and I've got a few that I watch pretty regularly that I think are just great. And I kind of got this thing where I put a tip up, they're playing a song, the song gets over, and I feel like Loki out there, just be like, say my name! And they always do, which is awesome. So I hope you guys feel the same way. Great nephew, restrung is correct. Putting your strings on your 12 string last night. Got to get the fingers back into shape since table saw. Yeah, I hope you are doing okay with that. I kind of forgot that you had chopped your face off or your legs off and then ate your fingers or something with a table saw. So, bad times. But I hope that you are doing well with that. And then if you can get back into some guitar playing, that is always something I approve of. No big surprise on that one. Which leads us quite nicely to our next little bit here. I've been asked many times how I have arrived at the level that I'm at as a guitar player, how I've done so many albums, how I, accomplish what I do with the lights, the shows, the music. And it's really summed up in the title of this next song. There's no meaning to this, but definitely it summarizes exactly how you get there. You take the next step. You just got to do it. Do the next thing, whatever it is. Write the next note. Play the next chord. Put the next brush stroke on your painting. Write the next word in your script, your book, your play, whatever it is you're doing. And that's what the song is called. So let's do it. Take the next step. Take the next step. Talking about Tom's fingers, totally off any topic. Went for a hot air balloon ride 3 weeks ago. Completely amazing experience. Do it. I have never been in a hot air balloon. I think that would be really cool. I am a licensed pilot. I have been in the air quite a bit. Haven't flown in, probably close to 20 years. I think probably 2001 was the last flight I took. Just private pilot, just little Cessnas and stuff. I had a lot of fun. People have asked me why I didn't keep flying, and basically, I'd rather play guitar. It's just more fun. Yeah, I'm also glad that the fingers are still intact. Ooh, I didn't know that your mom had lost a bit of her pinky. Uncle Ron did that too. I think it was an index finger on Uncle Ron. Man, whenever I hear about hand injuries, that's frightening stuff. As a musician, I just, yes. But you know what doesn't suck? I know something that doesn't suck. And I think you guys are going to agree that it doesn't suck when, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. This song is called The Seeds of Discord. fun. God, I like playing guitar. I think you guys may have already noticed that about me, but in case you haven't, I like this stuff. It is a very, very fine time. What do we got going on in chat here? G sharp minor, people are happy about that, of course. I'd asked Doc if he wanted to do the balloon flight. Yeah, Doc's not big. It's the irony of Doc building airplanes for a living and not liking flying is great. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, definitely keep flying, people. Flying's great. I wouldn't mind doing a hot air balloon sometime. I think that'd be pretty kicking. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tom got a new house, which is awesome. I hope that's going well. Sarah and I having moved a year and a half or so back, I definitely understand the travails of your current scenario. I hope it is going well for you. We are reasonably settled here at this point. Still doing a lot of yard work around here, getting the yard up and running, but it is definitely nice. Thank you very much for the compliments there. What's a guitar? Imagine a cigar box with a stick, and you tie some strings from the end of the stick to the end of the cigar box, and you twang on them. That's the basis of a guitar right there, baby. Yes. In fact, cigar box guitars are really awesome. I would not mind having one of those, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get one. Susan, who I've mentioned many times in the show, who is also a close friend and a student of mine, I recently said yes to something that I would say yes to only a very few people. This is something I would not suggest anyone reach out to me and ask if they could do this, but Susan asked if she wrote a song for me if I would put it on an album. This will be on a very specific album. I've talked about that I'd like to do an album, a lighter album, where instead of being so guitar-based in the background, it would be piano-based. And so she will actually be contributing a song to that. And one thing I've said about Susan, and this is a compliment, is that Susan writes weird music, and she does it very well. She loves that statement. Susan, I don't know if you're listening, but hopefully you are enjoying this if you do. And so in this piece that she's been writing for me, which she's pretty close to finalizing, I don't know when it'll come out. I don't even know when my next album's. It's been over a year since I put an album out because I'm a dork. But she has written in some banjo parts. So I'll have to pick up a cheap banjo or see if I can borrow one from someone. And it'll be pretty cool. It's got some piano, it's got some strings. Yeah, she actually pulls from some Gilbert and Sullivan work. It goes all over the place, and it does have a G sharp minor portion as well within the song. She's got multiple key changes, and so it's been kind of fun looking at it as she's been writing it. She's been showing it to me in her lessons. We're going over parts of it, and she would ask like, will you be able to play a guitar part over that? No, let's take a look. Yeah, I can do that. So very good stuff. House is great. In the process of building a 10 by 16 woodworking shop. I'm guessing those are feet, probably not a 10 by 16 inch woodworking shop unless you're doing very, very small woodworking projects. Cool. Okay, well, kids, we're moving on to the last song of the evening. We've got some E Phrygian action going here. This is kind of a mean, somewhat aggressive sounding piece of music, which was very much to my intent. This is called The Beast Has Arrived. that's the show for the evening. The Mad Poet Evening Show. Thank you all so much for coming in, for watching, for listening, for smelling. Broke out the Atari. Tom is saying that he broke out the Atari 2600 for the kids out here last week. Introduced them to real video games. Not this stuff these damn kids have these days. Kids. That is pretty awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I'm sure I could get a cigar box guitar if I was looking for one. Absolutely. I hope I don't ever have to smoke a whole box of cigars. I like the occasional cigar, but a whole box I think would be tough for me. They're electric guitars. You mean that use electricity? That just seems silly. Who would ever want something like that? I mean, what use would there be for electricity in music? I mean, come on, that just seems crazy. Pitfall, River Raid, old school video games, Tom. Why don't I make a cigar box guitar? Because I do not have the desire to make a cigar box guitar. If you're referring to someone else, then I don't know why they don't. Maybe because they're mean, or because they're stupid. Actually, I don't think there's anyone stupid in my chat, so that would not be an appropriate thing there. Because only the most intelligent people in the world come to Mad Poet shows. You've got if you don't come to a Mad Poet show, you might be stupid. That one I'm going to stick with. If you don't watch the Mad Poet, you might be stupid. That's some solid marketing right there. I'm digging that. Thank you very much, Renee. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate it. Tom, thank you so much for the tip. Hotspot, thank you for following 20 times and being banned already from Twitch. That's great. You're an idiot. This has been a lot of fun. I don't know what show I'm going to do next week, but we will definitely be here noon and 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time as per usual. Go to themadpoet.net if you would like more, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have a great